Let's start with a tender reality. Authentic, lived, deeply emotional desire rarely shows up in obvious ways. It's quiet. It hides in pauses, in the hush between sentences, in the layered softness most never think to look beneath. For women especially, this truth is more intimate, more intricate, and far more delicate. What we typically shown or taught about sensuality and sex, it's a performance. Repeated scripts passed down through pop culture, jokes, and surface-level chats. Loud in volume, but shallow in substance. They talk about what people do, not what they feel. They mention climax, but never connection. A woman doesn't enter intimacy carrying only her body. She brings her whole self, memories, wounds, longings, self-doubt, dreams. Sometimes she walks in with liberation, sometimes with shame. Her body is just one layer. Underneath it is a vast world, one that can only be unlocked by someone who knows how to be there. What does she longs for first? Presence. And no, not someone who's just physically nearby. Before we go deeper, my name is Miss D, and this is Love Talk with D. Tap that red subscribe button if you haven't yet. And if you're a returning king, thank you for always pulling up. Like this video and send it to some real ones who are ready to grow. A woman doesn't need someone who knows where to place their hands. She needs someone whose energy has shown up. Someone who's not stuck in fantasies or seeking validation. Someone who isn't mentally rehearsing every step, but is grounded in this very moment. Presence means being attuned not just to her body, but to her breathing, her silences, her emotional waves. It's catching the subtle shift in her voice, the hesitation in her laughter, the slight delay in her touch. Presence whispers, I see you. Not to possess, but to honor. To see her now, without rushing past who she is. And for many women, that's a rare thing. Too many have learned to walk through intimacy cautiously, to read the energy in the room faster than they listen to their own truth, to prioritize someone else's pleasure over their own. They've been conditioned to dim their essence, to be easier, simpler, less intense. Somewhere along the way, they stopped expecting to be deeply witnessed. But when true presence enters the room, everything softens. Her guard lowers, not because she was asked to, but because she feels held. Her overthinking quiets. Her disconnected body finds its voice again. Her fear takes a backseat to her feeling. She might not say it aloud, but something inside whispers, here. I can be real. I don't have to perform. I don't need to vanish. I don't need to become someone else just to be worthy of this moment. That shift, quiet, internal, profound, is what transforms surface-level intimacy into something that nourishes the soul. When she is seen completely, not just the curated, attractive parts, but the raw, aching, radiant ones, true connection is born. Presence isn't a checklist. It's not taught through technique. It grows from stillness, from wondering what this moment needs from you, not what you can take from it. It's in your willingness to stay, to witness, to hold space without always needing to fix, rush, or understand everything. To hold space for her, you must first be anchored in yourself. How can you meet her depth if you avoid your own? How can you recognize her longing if you've silenced your own? She will know. Every part of her will feel the difference. Her body knows when you're present and when your mind has drifted. She can feel when your touch comes from habit versus when it comes from genuine care. There's a sacred energy that flows when someone is truly present. It says, we don't need to rush this. It says, I'm here, fully. It tells her, you can finally exhale. And that releases everything, because many women go through life holding their breath, managing, calculating, caretaking. When someone sits with her, not to fix, not to rush, but simply to be with her, that breath is released. That armor loosens. And often, it's the silent moments that carry the most weight. A glance held longer, a still hand, a shared inhale. It's not just the way you touch her, it's the way you acknowledge her soul through that touch. Your presence says, I'm with the real you. Not the version you think you need to be, not a fantasy I've constructed, not a filtered idea of you, but you as you are. And that's what she wants. Not perfection, not a show, but depth, sensitivity, awareness, the kind of attention that says you're not just wanted, you're received. When presence is real, a kiss becomes its own language. A night becomes more than just passion. It becomes a memory that imprints something deep. Because the truth is, if you've ever wondered why some moments felt shallow while others lingered in your chest, it almost always comes down to this. Were you truly there? Not just seeing her, but witnessing her. Not just reaching for her, but feeling her. Not just engaging, but co-creating the moment together. And that is the kind of presence that opens the door to trust, to surrender, to love. She doesn't need someone who simply knows what to do with her body. She needs someone willing to meet her spirit. So next time you sit beside her, touch her, gaze at her, let this question softly rise within. Am I really here? And if the answer is yes, she'll feel it. And she will open, not because you pulled it from her, but because she felt invited. That's the power of safety. Such a small word, but it holds the key to her deepest capacity to give, to feel, to open wide. People talk about intimacy as though it starts with technique, with seduction. But for a woman to truly surrender, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, she has to feel safe. And safety isn't just about the absence of threat. It's about the presence of peace. That kind of peace isn't spoken into existence. It's lived. It's felt in the way you hold her, not just in your arms, but in your full awareness. Many women have been trained to comfort others since childhood, to smile through discomfort, to say yes when their body says no, to soothe others' feelings while silencing their own. And that doesn't vanish once the lights go out. If anything, it becomes louder in intimacy. She might still be reading your every move, wondering, is he really listening? Am I too much? Too soft? Too needy? These aren't flaws, they are protective instincts built over time. Until she feels truly safe, she will hold back. Her body may go through the motions, but something inside will stay behind. Safety isn't just avoiding harm, it's creating a space where she can show up completely without shrinking. It's the look in your eyes that says, I'm still here, even when it gets messy. It's the way you slow down when she hesitates. The way you honor her boundaries instead of pushing past them. It's the feeling of, you're safe to bring all of yourself here. No edits required. That's what allows her to sink into herself, to stop watching, judging, performing. And once she feels that, once that exhale comes, her whole world shifts. That's when intimacy becomes liberation. Because in a world where women are told to stay polished, pleasing, and alert, Rayal's safety is radical. It tells her, you don't have to be anything but you. That's when desire awakens, not from pressure, but from alignment. And when she says yes from that place, that yes is rooted in her power. Her surrender isn't compliance, it's choice. But if safety is missing, desire becomes obligation. And that's never the way. So how do you become that safe place? It's revealed in how you react to her pauses. Do you grow defensive or do you get curious? When she pulls away, do you take it personally or ask what she needs? Can you hold her emotions without needing to shift or shrink them? It's in the small things, the steady hand on her back, the quiet check-in, the way you wait for her eyes before moving forward. Safety isn't something you achieve, it's something you continually offer. A language, a practice, a presence that whispers, I'm not going anywhere, even when it's hard. And sometimes safety is simply holding space for her no, and not making it mean anything about you. The more she sees that her truth doesn't scare you, the more of it she'll share. And from that place, her sensuality grows, not because she was pulled into it, but because she felt held. Even deeper, safety doesn't start with her. It begins with how you relate to yourself. If you reject your own emotions, you'll struggle to hold hers. If you fear your own softness, hers might unsettle you. If you silence your own needs, hers will feel inconvenient. Being a safe space for another means you've already created one within. It's your relationship with your own tenderness that allows you to meet hers. That's what women deeply yearn for, not someone with the perfect moves, but someone rooted and real. Someone who says, through every gesture, I won't disappear when this gets intense. I'll stay. That's the kind of presence that's unforgettable. It leaves a mark deeper than memory. It becomes embodied. When she remembers you, she remembers how her body felt in your presence. Seen. Safe. Accepted. When that happens, she doesn't just open for a night. She opens for life. Not to be claimed, but to be met. Not to be used, but to be cherished. So ask yourself, gently, can I hold space for her uncertainty? Can I be soft when softness is needed? Can I create structure without control? Because in the end, safety isn't something you hand to her. It's in how you are with her. It's in your tone, your steadiness, your silence. And from that, everything beautiful grows. Intimacy is so misunderstood, reduced to sex, compressed into a physical act. But real intimacy, it stays with you. It hums underneath your skin long after the moment has passed. For many women, it's not a desire, it's a necessity. She doesn't just want your body. She wants your awareness, your presence, your emotional availability. She wants to be felt in spirit, in energy, in truth. Connection is the third thing, and it's never fakeable. You connect when you're brave enough to pause, to really sense her, not just physically, but emotionally, energetically, soulfully. It's about making room, not just for pleasure, but for emotion, for vulnerability, for mystery. Because for so many women, sex is not just about physical release. It's about being fully known. That knowing doesn't come from steps or scripts. It flows from breath, from stillness, from the willingness to stay, even in awkwardness, even in silence, even when plans fall apart. Real intimacy is not neat. It's not always pretty. It flows in unpredictable waves. She may laugh, she may cry. She may not even know what she's feeling. But if she's with someone who can sit with all of it, not analyze, not fix, just be there, then something sacred unfolds. Every woman holds a door within. It leads to her most brilliant, true, unfiltered self. That door doesn't swing open under pressure. It opens when she feels deeply, truly safe. And when it does, the entire energy of the room changes. That's when the bedroom becomes more than passion. It becomes medicine. It becomes magic. So what does connection look like? It's in your pauses, in your listening, in the way you don't just act, but attune. When you're truly connected, she feels it, and she lets go, not from weakness, but from wisdom. Her body whispers, I trust this. Her heart says, I feel seen. Her spirit says, I am here, whole. She stops performing. She stops analyzing herself. She just is. And that's when real discovery begins. She's not just your partner. She's a cosmos, a living rhythm, a story unfolding in motion. And to explore her, you must release control. Let go of the map. Ditch the belief that pleasure must look a certain way. Be open. Be curious. Enter every experience like it's brand new. Ask not just, what do you enjoy, but what lights your soul on fire? And don't just listen with your ears. Listen with your whole being, with your presence, your stillness, your heart. Sometimes, the most intimate moments are the imperfect ones, the ones where you fumble or laugh or just be. That's what she's looking for. To matter, to be felt beyond the surface. She wants your spirit next to hers, not just your body beside hers. You don't need perfection, but you do need to be present. Connection isn't just what passes between two people. It's what wakes up within each person when they feel safe enough to be seen. Every time you choose tenderness over tension, curiosity over control, softness over pressure, you build that bridge. And when you walk that bridge with her, side by side, what you share becomes more than intimacy. It becomes communion, a space where two people can be messy, magical, and completely enough. You didn't just touch her, you met her. And that, more than anything, is the gift she will never forget. My name is Miss D, and this is Love Talk with D. Hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you're a returning king, thank you again for always coming through. Like this video and share it with a few real men out there. See you in my next one. Bye for now.